Lots cracking. Freddie Freeman's a Dodger. He never wanted to be a Yankee. The Yankees actually made him an offer. Some people think they offered him more money. So you can't blame the Yankees for that one, but you can blame him for everything else. Lots cooking, including the mayor defiantly telling New Yorkers, I don't give a rat's ass about the Yankees and Mets and whether or not they have guys who are vaccinated or not, and they're going to cry and whine about playing. Get vaccinated or keep your lip tight. Wow. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
Hi.
That's it?
Yeah, hi.
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 You want a soliloquy or something?
No, not at all.
So
not
I
at
said
all, not
hi.
at all.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
What's up?
Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Explain
Obviously.
yourself.
Explain myself?
You're not wearing any green.
Well, because I think it's silly to do that today.
Why?
Well, because I'm not Irish.
Okay.
And I'm not pandering to anyone.
It's not pandering.
It's pandering.
It's spirit.
It's, hey, look at me. I'm wearing green.
No, it's about having spirit.
I'm respectful of the St. Patrick's Day holiday. I've enjoyed it many times myself. Obviously not during the show.
I know what it is because you're
What is
bitter
it?
that Notre Dame won against Rutgers last night.
No, I mean, I wanted Rutgers to win, sure.
Right after midnight, here
Yeah.
comes St. Patrick's Day. Here comes the fighting Irish.
Rutgers could inbound the ball. They might have won that game.
Yes.
No, so I'm not bitter about it. But yes, as a New Jerseyan and a local guy, I wanted Rutgers to win.
I'm
Why
disappointed,
wouldn't
though.
I?
Like, some people are trying to make it about themselves with the green. I was pretty casual. I just put on a green sweatshirt. You wouldn't have even known the difference.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised at you. I thought you'd show a little pride.
Pride in what? I'm
It's
not
St. Patrick-
Irish.
It's not about being Irish. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Why would I have pride in St. Patrick's Day?
Love and respect for our Irish friends.
I have lots of love and respect for my Irish friends. I just didn't dawn on me to put green on today.
That's the answer.
That's
it
all.
didn't dawn on him. You woke up this morning and you completely forgot.
No, I knew because of Mike Bray last night talking about drinking Irish whiskey on the plane to San Diego and all that. But to me, you go one way or the other.
What?
If you're not Irish, like if it's not a holiday for you, if it's not a day that's important to your family, if you don't have plans to eat corned beef and cabbage tonight as a ritual that your family does, right? Mm-hmm. You either put on the green to pander, or you just live your life. I'm living my life.
Why would you consider it pandering, though?
Because
Do you think I'm pandering by wearing a green
no,
sweatshirt?
because that's like pseudo green.
Okay, good.
That's
Fair
not
enough.
a real green.
Fair enough.
That's like it's not green. So you can't tell me I'm not. But I will have a Shamrock Shake later today. Hopefully that counts for my pandering to the Irish Americans that are enjoying a big day today. Unfortunately, rain throughout the parade, but it is a special day for many of you. So we are aware of that. Plus, of course, the tournament starts. To me, and I recognize we're going up against a tournament, and if you're not listening to us, you're not going to hear. So I'm well aware of that. Today might be one of the great days of the year from this standpoint. It is St. Patrick's Day, which does lend itself to taking a day off from work and drinking and eating and enjoying family and friends all day long. And tonight, right? Mm-hmm. You've got the start of the tournament, which, whether you're into basketball, college basketball or not, it still transcends that because it's special, one and done, and everyone's kind of involved in it through an office pool of some kind, right? So it brings even non-sports fans in. And yesterday into today is the number one day for men to get vasectomies.
Yes.
Nationwide.
Yeah.
So you add all those things together. Wings, beer, girls, vasectomies. It's awesome.
And here's the other thing. Unless you're betting on individual games, if you're just doing the bracket, and I don't know if you ever saw this number, 64.5% of Americans fell out of bracket. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Is that the number now?
Sure it is. I just made it up, and it sounds right. But most people, when you lose on a buzzer beater or a terrible loss, you laugh. You say, oh, there goes my bracket, and you rip it up. So you don't have that emotional attachment that you normally have for a team that you're a diehard fan of. Brief example. I did not sleep last night.
Why not?
You know exactly why. Because my team lost on a buzzer beater by a former player that I adored and still should be on the team.
The Nets played last night?
They did.
How'd they do?
They lost
I'm sorry
on
to
a
hear that.
Spencer Dinwiddie buzzer beater. But if you are watching or listening to any of the games later today, and let's say Michigan loses, and you're not an alum, but you had it in your bracket, and you lose, you're still eating wings, You're still drinking beer. You're still not at work.
Right.
And you're still happy.
Yeah.
So what I love about today is that emotional attachment that we normally have for the teams we love, today is more like, I filled out a bracket and I hope I win.
Also because last night when your Nets lost, you had nothing else to turn to. If you whether you took Michigan or Colorado State today in your office pool, whichever way that game goes, there's 7 more games coming.
Right. Unless your Final Four team gets unless your Final Four team gets knocked out on day 1, your bracket could at least survive the day. But filling out a bracket is the number one reason, even above legalized sports gambling, and I'm just not considering it gambling for the sake of this discussion.
Yeah.
That is the reason why we love this. Like anyone who's sitting there eating pizza or wings or drinking beers watching this, we all have a bracket attachment. And it's one of the most brilliant things in sports. It got us into a sport that most Americans are not watching during the regular season.
And everyone fills one out. Everyone's somehow vested in the outcome of the games.
Right.
And it's all the talk, in the office. Oh, who'd you take? Oh, my God, the 11 seed's beating the 6 seed. Oh, I got it. Oh, I don't got it. It's awesome. It's like Americana. It's America Super Bowl, March Madness, the Masters, opening day baseball. They're little tastes of America.
Yes.
The America that I love so much.
Me too.
So, no, I'm not wearing green today. No, I'm not apologizing for it. No, I'm not going to pander. And C or D, wherever I'm at now.
F.
I hope that you're all enjoying your St. Patrick's Day without having to confine to the rules of wearing green. That's all.
Feel better?
I do. Tomorrow, I'm going to be green head to toe.
I figured that.
Just out of principle. Meanwhile, the mayor did come out yesterday. It is interesting. As much as we're tired of talking about the mandate themselves, so I want to try to divorce ourselves from having the conversation about how ridiculous the mandate is, because I don't think anyone disagrees with that at this point, or why a guy can sit next to the bench but can't be on the bench, or can can be courtside but can't be on the court, and all that stuff, because now it's affecting baseball. And Mayor Adams really defiantly yesterday, while he still referenced it as a one-person thing, meaning Kyrie, he was asked specifically about the Yankees and Mets. Now, what the mayor said is going to please people that don't care about baseball who live in New York, in the 5 boroughs, which is, I've got 9 million people to worry about. I don't care about a couple guys playing sports, which is a great answer for the masses who don't care about whether the Yankees can have their first baseman or right fielder on the field, or the Mets can have a starting pitcher or second baseman on the field, whatever the case may be. But it pisses you guys off, rightfully so, because the mayor has to care about it. Why does the mayor have to care about it? Because the Yankees and Mets produce an obscene amount of income for the state that helps him achieve the goals he has as mayor. So you can't just turn your back on the Yankees and Mets.
Well, that's why it's not about, like, when he would say Kyrie is one guy, and I'll give you that the net number is very low. You want to say 90,000 people in this city care about the Brooklyn Nets? That's fine. That's not the point of this discussion. Those are the people affected. Season ticket holders are also affected. Same thing with the Yankees and Mets. If you're going to tell the Yankees and Mets fans, forget the players, you're not going to see the best of the best, even though, yes, in the whole grand scheme of things, the virus matters more than those individuals, you're going to anger more than just those individuals that won't play or can't play.
Yep.
But he will, in all likelihood, find a way to change the rules for the Mets and the Yankees.
But here he may, and I'm not saying you're wrong about that, so I kind of want to try to have the conversation in real time, and that is, yesterday he actually told the world, I'm not making a decision solely because of the Yankees and Mets. Now, he did keep referencing one person, so I do want to be clear about that, and you and I are in lockstep on what that means, and I don't disagree with you at all. But that's an interesting play for a mayor in his very first term to decide that he's going to be combative with not just those teams. Of the 9 million people that live here,
and he's not.
There's a couple million of them that are Yankees and Mets fans.
But the other problem is he's not doing it based on science.
Right.
So
that is also correct.
This isn't one of those science versus anti-science things. He just isn't doing it based on science. I don't know what it's based on. Kevin Durant said it was based on ego. Maybe he's right.
Yeah.
Wanting attention. Maybe he's right. I don't know.
So,
you tell me.
Here's where that goes now. This is the point of this. You know, the reporters are doing a good job now. You have to ask the question to guys, are you vaccinated or not? So there have been some kind of straw polls. I think Mike Puma did one of them today, where he's trying to ask as many guys as he can about their vaccination status. And what's interesting about it is that, at least on the Mets side, the Yankee side, and the Mets side for that matter, there is a number of guys, starting guys, who don't want to answer the question.
Now, does that mean the answer is no?
No, it doesn't. It lends me to lean towards no.
Right.
But I can't say
But
it's
haven't
no.
we also learned that even if you say yes, it doesn't mean yes? Aaron Rodgers said yes. So even when a player responds by saying, yes, I'm vaccinated, they also could be BSing
Yeah,
us.
right. That's the other side. Just lie about it, right?
Right.
But what's interesting about it is that it is understood now that you're talking about a number of players.
It's significant, yes.
Some people think the Mets have only about half their team vaccinated. Some people are now suggesting that, 3/8 of the Yankee position players that would be expected to start opening day aren't vaccinated. That, to me, now becomes the bigger story. The mayor's going to do what the mayor wants to do. Now, if the mayor just comes out and says he's going to change the rules, done. The story's over. But let's just play it out in real time. Right now, he hasn't done that. Do the fans have a right to know? You're going to find out on opening day, because if Aaron Judge isn't in the lineup, if Jacob deGrom's not pitching, then you know.
It's one of those things where we're going to know eventually, like you said. Right now, the player has a choice. They could be honest about it and explain yes or no and give a reason why, or they can play the delay tactic, which is, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to hope the rules change, and then I never have to say anything. And that's why most players, especially those that aren't vaccinated, aren't going to give an answer. Because if you don't want to talk about it publicly, because it is a very hot-button issue, right? All of a sudden, if you're a baseball player or basketball player and you say, I'm not vaccinated, here's why, you're going to get ridiculed. You're going to get attention. Maybe you don't want that attention. If you can run the clock out and the rules can change, you never have to have that discussion.
Yeah, and you've got some time left, too, obviously. I get you on that, but you're talking about legitimate big-name guys who now won't say
But
one
here's
way or
the
the
question,
other.
Craig. I think there's going to be guys on both teams who will wait. And if they are told the day before opening day, hey, sorry, fella, the rules aren't changing, some of those guys are going to say, all right, fine, vax me.
Yeah, but
then there are going to be others that say, absolutely not. Sorry.
All right, so the ones that say sorry are going to be in Kyrie's boat.
Mm-hmm. But
here's the other thing, and I got to make sure that we do more research on this. You can't just get vaccinated the night before opening day.
You need the 2 shots.
Right.
That rule has changed numerous times, so I'm not sure what this one applies. Early on, it was just get the shot, you're good to go. And then in December, it changed to, no, you have to wait until you're, quote, fully vaccinated.
Right.
I'm not sure, and especially since the city's changed the rules a million times, I'm not sure where this one falls.
Because there's some out there, and I'm just reading random stuff online, that'll tell you it's too late to be ready for opening day now.
Because you need to be fully vaccinated.
Because you need the second shot.
Right.
So there is a chance that a guy might decide next week, all right, fine, I don't want to miss baseball after all the lockout and all the other stuff. I want to make my money. I'm going to go get vaccinated. Guess what? That guy ain't playing opening day. There's a lot of weird stuff still involved with this.
What I wonder about, because I think the Nets on one hand have tried to play nice with the mayor. I'm not sure if Randy Levine will play nice. I'm not sure. If he continues to get a no, and a defiant no, I wonder at what point do you start fighting? At what point do you say, okay, you're going to play this game, we're going to respond?
Well, I think baseball would have to do that. Rob Manfred would have to do that, right?
Well, I think
kind of like Adam Silver came out and said, we're not paying a fine, we're going to respect the local laws.
Yeah, it would start with that.
Right.
And I guess that's an option, too, with baseball, where Major League Baseball can say, because right now MLB's followed the NBA suit of, we're going to respect local laws, which means we're not going to allow you. We'll fine you if you break those laws. The league would at first have to say, you know what? Defy it. Pay the fines to the city. We support you.
Right.
Would the NBA do that? Would MLB do that? Has Rob Manfred said anything about this issue?
I'm not sure if he's been asked.
Adam Silver twice commented on this. Early on, said, we support local rules. Recently came out and said, this is ridiculous. Yep. So he's at least given you a sign that he may go to that area of, we'll let you break the rules. We haven't heard a word from Rob Manfred about this.
We'll get into it with you all afternoon. Plus, the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes continue. By all accounts, Carolina, New Orleans, Atlanta are the big three. The Cleveland Browns never had a chance. We told you that a week ago. And now they apparently, this is awesome. This is why they're so dysfunctional. They've apparently told Baker Mayfield they expect him to be back as their starting quarterback.
You believe that?
No.
Okay, good.
I don't.
No.
They've apparently told him that twice now.
Right.
So they told him that. Then they brought Deshaun in, and then they told him it. Once Deshaun said, I don't want to play for the Browns. So I think from this standpoint, Baker Mayfield now has the right to say, go F yourselves. I want out. Now, who wants him? That's a whole nother conversation, but the Cleveland Browns are a train wreck. Always have been, always will be.
I don't blame them for going after Deshaun Watson, though. He's better.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
I think they needed
couldn't
to
have handled it worse.
Look, the Atlanta Falcons, who I hope Deshaun Watson ends up in Atlanta for a few reasons, which we may get into later, they've handled this well. They went to their franchise quarterback, a guy who's accomplished a lot more than Baker, I understand that, and said, here's the deal, here's what we're doing. They were open and honest. The Cleveland Browns were like this horny kid in high school who's like, please, can you go out with me?
Yeah,
I love you.
Here's I referenced the Mike Puma thing. Scherzer, McNeil, and Cano say they are vaccinated. Now he's not talked to everyone just yet. Here are the guys that won't respond: DeGrom, Nimmo, Alonso, Smith, Davis. I think Alonso is vaccinated. A, we did the comedy show with him. B, he was at the Vatican with the Pope.
He also did a PSA on vaccines.
Yeah, so my gut is that he probably is, but just feels like it's none of your business.
Just keep this in mind, because I know we all assume if someone doesn't answer, it means the answer is no. There are going to be some who just say, I'm not talking about this.
Yeah. All right, so that's where we're at. We'll get all your calls. 877-337-6666. Carton and Roberts on the Fan. You got the mayor now defiantly saying, I don't care if you're the Yankees or the Mets. As of right now, I ain't changing the rules for any of you. So we got that. You got all the NFL stuff. And, of course, the tournament. The Michigan Wolverines are the first team to advance to round 2 as they come back from a first-half deficit and beat Colorado State. You also have your first seed upset of the tournament as they were an 11 seed, and Colorado State was a 6.
By the way, just quickly on that, Michigan was favored in the game.
Yeah.
So despite it being an 11-6 matchup, they were laying 2 in this game, and they covered and they won.
And there's an old thing in the tournament where I could walk you through it off air, I guess.
What's that?
You should look for things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, look for things like that.
I'm aware.
All right. Are you aware?
Thank you.
All right. Just trying to help you guys out.
It's part of why I picked Michigan in my bracket that I filled out.
And Big Mac gets his first win of the tournament as well.
Yeah.
Nice job, Big Mac. Way to go, buddy.
Thank you.
There you go.
I appreciate that.
Who do you have next?
I had Providence, and they're still playing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you didn't wager your hard-earned money on teams you've actually seen play.
Oh, yeah, no, I have no idea.
Wait a second. You haven't watched Providence play this year?
I watched, maybe
I watched
little
Providence
bit.
play. They're
yeah,
biggest
not
team.
much.
Yeah.
No, I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest college basketball fan during the
So
regular
what was
season.
I'm just trying, how did you plan on who to put your hard-earned money on?
Well, I saw somewhere, I'll be honest, I didn't come up with it myself, but I read a story somewhere that said the 11 seeds are pretty much 500 over the last handful of years.
As far as winning or losing,
As far as winning, straight up winning or losing, they're about 500.
So let me guess, you took all 4 11 seeds.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I love it.
all 4
Money
11s.
line too, I imagine, right?
I certainly did.
Because that's where the value is.
Right.
All right, so you got to win 2 to win. So you got one out of the way.
Well, Michigan was favored, so it wasn't that good of a money line. But
Yeah, you got to win 2 to win. You know, right.
easy. Yes, no, I have to
you may
win.
have to win 3 out of 4 because
Maybe.
Michigan was favored.
But I'm 1 down. Let's go.
All right.
Do
So good for
you,
you.
even though you're obviously not filling out a bracket, do you have a Final Four selection?
I do. I will
Are you
reveal
gonna
that.
share them?
I will reveal that for you. Apparently, somebody stole our brackets. You know, we have brackets. Someone stole the morning show's brackets too, Evan.
Who did that?
I have no idea. I got blamed for it, of course. But there's a bracket thief in the building.
They blamed you?
Yes, they did.
That's lazy.
I agree.
That's lazy, and if I were you, I'd be very, very insulted
I
by
am
that.
so terribly
Why would
insulted.
you accuse Craig Carton of stealing something?
Well, I mean,
why would you do that?
yeah, they checked my office this morning, apparently, too. That's not allowed.
So without permission, they walked into your office?
That goes against company policy. I just took a whole test on it for human resources. You just can't walk into someone else's office.
Wow.
Yeah, so they went into my office this morning searching for their brackets.
Wow.
And lo and behold, they didn't find them. You know why?
Why?
Because I don't have them. That's why they didn't find them. but I'm going to go find them.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're going to be a detective.
Well, we have brackets. SNY made brackets for us.
No, they did?
Yeah, it says CBS Sports on it. Yeah, so
Okay.
we're going to hope to find the brackets that we had stolen too, Evan, and fill those out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're going to try to do.
Are we filling out your bracket or my bracket?
No, I don't do brackets.
Yeah, but you
anymore.
picked the Final Four, so is it my
Yeah.
Final Four or your Final Four?
What do you mean?
When we fill it out.
Yeah.
Oh, we fill it out based on the results?
No.
Yeah, we make predictions.
We're going to make Final Four predictions.
So we're going to do it as a group or something?
No.
Then who is putting the names in there?
We all are.
That's what I just asked.
Yeah. Like you have one, I have one, he has got you.
What do you mean we have one?
Everybody on the show
Well, you
gets
get a
one.
region? Like I get the South region,
No.
you get the Midwest region?
You are going to predict, let's just say late by the end of today's show.
I already did it.
That you hear your 4 teams that are going to be in the Final Four. Here's your champion.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah, I've already done that.
Okay.
In fact, I entered the Tiki and Tierney tournament so I can do an hour with them.
Oh, is that right?
That they have a prize.
I was not invited into that
No,
tournament.
everybody was. The audience was.
Oh, is that right?
You win
I didn't get the
an
memo on
hour
that.
with Tiki and Tierney, so we'll see if I win.
Oh, I hope you do. They should hope we both do. Yeah. No, because it'll be good for everyone.
Yes.
Start at 1 o'clock. 2:23. I didn't get the memo on that. I wouldn't have filled it out because obviously it's gambling, and I don't gamble anymore because I can't.
I have a dumb question.
Yeah.
Enlighten me and the audience.
For sure.
So filling out a bracket with no cash prize
Is not
is
gambling.
considered gambling?
No, it is not.
So that wouldn't be gambling.
No, but people who are compulsive gamblers are
so
encouraged not to do
it's
that.
like a gateway?
Because it could be a trigger.
Totally understand. Okay.
Yeah. Now, I feel like I could fill out a bracket. Like my kids have brackets, I'm sure. And I could do that at home, just like friendly, me and my boys.
Right.
You know? But it just seems to me that it's not, I shouldn't.
I totally get that. I respect.
Yeah, but I do. But to be clear, filling out a bracket because I want to follow the bracket.
It's fun.
And see if I get correctly, that's not gambling.
Right.
Because I'm not risking anything. I can't win
Just
anything.
to see how well you do,
Yeah.
especially for someone like you who's watched a grand total of 3 college basketball games.
No,
this year.
I'm in love with college basketball. You know that. I'm like the college basketball. I'm like John Rothstein. Yeah, I'm the go-to guy for this company for college basketball.
Sure you
Because
are.
nobody calls. I don't know why they don't call, but nobody calls. And yet I'm the guru on college hoops. So to answer your question, I do not fill out a bracket, even one that is no prize and no risk.
Gotcha.
Because it just doesn't seem
No,
right
I
to me.
totally get it.
But I mean, that being said, I can tell you who I think is going to make the Final Four.
When are you doing that? So I'm curious.
I have to find the bracket first.
You haven't even picked it.
What's that?
You haven't picked your Final
No,
Four teams?
I have not picked
Well,
them.
then it doesn't count. The games have started. You
Yeah,
lose.
so what?
What do you mean, so
the
what?
games have started.
You've already got
Michigan ain't winning the tournament.
I'm not saying they
Okay.
are, though. That'd be some run. But you can't enter. I guess it's not a pool, so. I don't know. It just
I
feels
can't enter
dirty.
any of it.
It feels dirty. You should have done it before tip. Sorry.
Yeah?
You
Okay,
lose.
I take Syracuse. They're not in the tournament this year? Damn it, I lose. Okay, fair enough.